It's all over the news this morning. Rishi Sunak and the evil, despicable, heinous Tory British government are sick, using people's struggle for life, using desperate people who are homeless, who are without hope, who are fleeing wars, refugees, people on their knees, begging for help. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do, Bren? What's the British government want to do? Rishi Sunak says nothing will stand in our way. Send them to their dictatorship into Rwanda. Look at it. And the newspapers are licking it. They love it. Why? Why? Because they use it as a tool for power. They use it for votes. Enough is enough. We're ready for Rwanda liftoff. The entire country should feel ashamed. Rwanda plans won't work. They're not supposed to work. That's it. Look, Rwanda, they won't work. They're not. It's like the war. Stop the war. The war's not supposed to be stopped. We are reasonable people trying to do a reasonable thing, says Rishi Sunak, who plans to override international law and a decision by the UK's own Supreme Court in order to deport refugees and victims of modern slavery to a brutal dictatorship. There's nothing reasonable. Trying to bundle people indiscriminately onto planes for Central Africa is a breach of our international undertakings, bad for our country and the Conservative Party's reputations. Eye-watering, expensive, and most likely to achieve, not most unlikely to. He's a Tory. Oh. And they're saying, remember what they said last year? First Rwanda flight's going to take off this summer. Didn't happen. Swella, I'll send migrants to Rwanda. Didn't happen. What do these people have in common? Answer, they have all funded the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak with private helicopter travel in the last year. He's a multi-millionaire. He's fucking married to a billionaire. This fella here, Tory donor, is the boss, fined 30 million for mis-selling insurance. He bought Rishi a flight on a helicopter. Who's this one here? Biggest Tory donor. Looking at Diana, it makes you want to hate all. He gave Rishi Sunak, that evil git. COVID inquiry must investigate Clipper Logistic PEP. He gave Rishi Sunak money for an helicopter. Tory donor who funded Sunak's private jet has 14.3 million assets frozen in the fraud case. And he gave Rishi Sunak. Fuck's sake. The Rwanda bill passed. Very few asylum seekers will ever be sent there. But this morning, thousands of homeless men, women and children who came to us with nothing and asked for help, but we left in limbo, have fear hanging over them of violent deportation to a dictatorship. Imagine people being violently deported. It's horrific. And for what? This is Jolyon Morn, a lawyer. No one who tells the truth can say the Rwanda bill will stop small boats. It will not. Conflict, starvation, colonization, climate change, the inevitable consequences of these things cannot be legislated away by any parliament. The Rwanda bill is founded on a lie. So the Rwanda bill becomes law, with Britain now an inspiration to the extreme far right in Europe while undermining the rule of law at home, legislating that Rwanda is a safe country after the Supreme Court stated it's not, remains a dangerous precedent. Despite breaking international law, undermining our law, the Lord's best efforts to deter Rishi Sunak's immoral determination to prove he can achieve anything. What a legacy. And it went to the House of Lords, and this is Baroness Bennett. I rise with a heavy heart to this dreadful international law-busting bill. Amnesty International warned airline companies that many members of the public take an extremely negative view of the Rwanda policy. These were unnecessary words because no company of any repute whatsoever is going to take part in the Rwanda scheme. We've had the abomination of the Elections Act, the elements of the Policing Act. We've had multiple indefensible restrictions on the right to protest. Now we are letting through an attack on some of the most vulnerable, desperate people on this planet. What more will let through? I suggest to noble lords as they leave this chamber tonight to ask themselves that question. With a desperate, flailing government, bereft of ideas and philosophy, without principle, this house will keep being tested. So I ask these empty benches, you might be waiting for an election, but what kind of country will it be if you don't stand up now? Get rid of Rishi Sunak. Get rid of his despicable, evil, heinous Tories forever.